All right, Will, we're live. All right, so if you do supply and then connect the GPU and the cones, let me see if that pops up for me. All right, it does. How about the chocks? There we go. Now click on fuel and I want to see if that changes for me.
Right now, I just set everything to 0.
On fuel?
Yeah, is that 0 for you or no?
Okay, so hit highlight the bottom box where it says all tanks and
Yep.
put that 7,200 kilograms. And then hit set. And then what I'll do is I'll click get and it should match what you put in there.
All right, copy that. I have set.
All right, so I'm going to click get. That gave me 7,200, so that worked. Now let's go to passengers and let's do type in, it was on the chart, where did I put it? It was, 95. So do on the bottom box where it says passengers, 95, and then set, and then I'll hit get.
Okay, done.
All right, get. Yeah, that didn't work. All right, so 95, I'm going to hit set, and then cargo, change the bottom one to 1,000, and then hit set.
Okay, done.
Okay, so what that's going to do, if you go to the perf data, the very top, you'll see service perf data checklist. So click on perf data.
Hold on. Getting there. Okay.
And the zero fuel weight is 55474, and that's by SimBrief. So that's what we need. So we currently are showing 50224.
Correct.
All right, 50224 plus the 1,000 we left in cargo. So we need 6250 in cargo. So we're going to go back to cargo and you type in 6250, hit set, and I'll see if I can get it.
Okay, set.
Nope, that didn't work. All right, so
Yeah, so I think I know what's
6250.
happening here because the fuel is shared. Like both of our computers have to know how much fuel is in the plane. But I think the flight model, like where the plane is, its position and its angle of attack and all that stuff, is being sent back and forth. So, as the master, your angle of attack and your airspeed and your position are going to be set by me. So, how much baggage and all the other stuff that doesn't matter.
Okay, as long as the weights are the same.
Yeah. So now I have 55474.
55474. Okay, that matches SimBrave. Zero fuel weight CG on the left side there. It should be
Yep.
25.
I got 25. Yep.
All right, so the numbers we're going to need for the McDo will be 7.2 slash 25.0. So we'll need that for the McDo. And I think we're good on that part. So going to the checklist, let me see here. All right, so let me turn on the, I'll turn on the battery. Did you already turn on the batteries?
Nope.
Okay, I'll do battery one
So,
and two.
so I'm just going to start working down the left side here.
Okay, and then I'll hit external power, and then nav light, logo, seatbelt. Turn the dome light on. Okay. You must, what happened? Oh, are you hitting external power?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I was like, did I mash something? All right. I wonder if I should restart the aligning process because of that.
They all say align. I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll see once we get to the redo.
Yeah. All right. Turn. All right. Now the screens are coming alive. Turn on the lights in the cabin. All right. And you already logged into Vatsim?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are UAL 1399. And I think I put, do I put A at the end?
It's something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is different. Yeah.
Okay, that worked. All right, so I'm logged in as an observer with the A at the end. Okay. So now if I pop out here, I should start to see some airplanes. Yep.
I gotta get charts up.
Yeah, I was putting charts up on the iPad browser, but I don't think you'd be able to read my browser. Wants me to sign in. Let me see here. I'm gonna I'll be right back. Y'all was watching. I'm not going anywhere. Um, see if I can sign in. I need my username. All right, there we go. All right, I'm logged in, so that way our friendly viewers can see the tracking. And you can bring in your own Navigraph charts on your iPad. Have you done that yet?
Are you telling me, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an iPad, and
No. I
I
mean
can't.
in the plain browser, like the iPad on.
Oh,
You
right.
can
Yeah.
you can log into your Navigraph charts on that, and it will show where you are and everything. As long as you have the symlink connected, which I think we both copied that over.
Okay. IRS is aligning. Yeah, I'll pull up in a second.
Okay.
I just have to rifle through stuff to find my password. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything autofills these days.
Have you done the IRS init
Yep,
page?
that's good to go.
check it with the gate. Well, let me see. Did you just you aligned it with
Gate 19.
the gate? Okay, cool. Yep, so that's good.
I'm on my
And
P's and Q's today, Dave. What is
huh?
it, man? I'm on my P's and Q's today.
Yeah, you got all your T's crossed and your I's dotted.
That's correct, man.
All right, is the APU on? Did you already? I know it's
APU's
on
good.
your side. Check. Yep,
I'm
APU
gonna
is
switch
on.
into ATIS here real quick to get our baro settings.
Yeah, you want to do that on channel 1 so we can both hear it?
Yeah.
Gotta hit the VHS button.
What are we doing? 127.8. I have it. I'm sorry. I'm outside cockpit right now. I see ATIS for KBWI, KHEF, and KIAD, but not for VCA.
Yeah, they don't have an ATIS up, so the only thing you'll say when you call in clearance is you're current with weather. And we'll let us know, what runways that will taxi to. Because
Okay.
I agree, there is no ATIS for DCA right now.
Do we want here? I'll go on the web real quick and see if we can get a baro. Just so we can at least get that set up, right?
Yeah, the Barrow is 2994.
2994.
2990. Actually, change it to 96. I was looking at Dulles instead of Ronald Reagan. 96. All right, there we go. And when we get our clearance, we'll find out what runway to plan for because I can't do the perf data in the V-speeds till I have that.
Okay.
So let me see here. So you can put in the cost index of 150, and then we'll leave the cruise. We'll leave that alone for right now until we get our clearance. Um, and if you want to bring up clearance and delivery on COM 1, that is 128.25.
I got him up. You hearing anything?
No, that doesn't mean he's not there.
Copy that. So we're ready for clearance, right?
Yes. So you'll just say um, Washington clearance, United 1399 at Terminal Bravo with weather, IFR LaGuardia.
What is this? So this airport is Ronald-Reagan,
Yeah, but the name for ATC purposes is Washington.
Washington.
Yeah. And you can go, well, you really don't have access to charts other than the iPad on in the plane, but it should show you like on the airport page, it should say Washington clearance. Um, so that's how you know that's the call sign for everything on this airport is Washington because it looks like it only
Okay.
says it once on clearance, but yeah, it's Washington here.
I'm not sure this is. Washington clearance. United 1399 at Terminal Bravo with weather. Request IFR to LaGuardia.
United 1399 Washington delivery. Good evening. What's your equipment service on board, sir?
Yeah.
On the channel feed?
Yeah, I hear you. He
Right on,
answered. He answered you.
Oh, I don't hear him. What do you say?
Do you have your? Did you pop the button up? Like, are you able? Is the RX lit up in white?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just it's sending it to somewhere else.
I mean, I heard him when he answered you. I could hear him fine. I didn't answer him because I mean it's not that important, but
What do you say?
he just I don't remember now. I mean it was just I don't remember what he said actually, but I did hear him answer you. It was low, kind of low, but I could hear him. You could just ask again, but if you want to do a radio check
United
first.
19, correction, United 1399. Do you have an equipment service for me, sir?
Did you hear that one? Where did he talk to you?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Washington clearance. Just hang tight. We're having a comm issue over here. But we're slant Lima. But we'll get back to you. United 1399.
United 1399 Roger. I'm going to send you a TC.
Okay, appreciate that. United 1399.
I see the RX lighting up green, but I'm not hearing anything at all.
Yeah, so that is a when you updated the hey Gizmo, how you doing, bud? When you updated the client, was the plugin in the plugins folder? The XPilot plugin?
No, yeah, this is definitely something with the app. It's just not playing through to the. It's probably trying to play the default sound device, which is probably which is probably the headset. I'm trying to fix it now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, I don't hear anything. It's on the right speaker too. That is so freaking weird. The only thing I can think is to restart XPilot.
Yeah. How about your settings within the client? How does that look?
It has the correct microphone, the correct output device.
How about COM2? What is that set to?
COM2 is 118.00.
Okay. So is the TX and the RX are both highlighted in white, but
Yes, I saw it highlighting green, which means I should have been hearing voice. And mine highlights in green, and clearly I can speak through it. It's just not. And I'm hearing the sound effects from XPilot too, by the way. So like when I got a message, I saw the message come in.
okay. So that message is going to be the PDC. That's your pre-departure clearance. Only the captain is quiet. Yeah. Um.
The only thing I can think of is to restart XPilot as administrator, which is something that is set to normally, but maybe I did not do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and disconnect, and then yeah, just
I'm sure you can just stay connected. Let's just see how that works. I'm gonna just exit it now. Are you sure you want to exit? Yes.
yeah, and to start it, and I always do that. I always start that client as administrator. That probably was the problem.
Although I'm an idiot, I didn't write down the stuff you just sent.
That's okay. We can just ask them to send it back. So once you're logged in, let me know when you're logged back in, because I did disconnect, and then we can do you can do a mic check. You put both COM1 and COM2 on 122.8, and just do a radio check.
Well, I'm just gonna grab the ATIS and
Oh, that's true.
see if that comes through here, which is 127.8.
Yeah, the Gizmo, the captain is you're right, I'm supposed to be over here. The captain is quiet.
EWI
His
Marshall Information Kilo 23.
Alright.
EWI Marshall Information.
But yeah, his microphone is soft.
So are you hearing anything on ATIS right now?
No.
Neither am I.
But you're I just logged back in and well, there is no ATIS
I was just
because
tuning into the other one of the other ATISes, KBWI.
okay. So that's 127.8. A lot of times the ATIS hasn't been broadcasting. So if you do 122.8 on both COM1 and COM2, see if you can do a radio check and see if you hear yourself.
So 128.2 and
No, it's
COM2.
122.8, 122.8 on both COM1 and COM2. That way when you transmit, you should be able to hear yourself also. And yes, Gizmo, we're on Discord. And TS, you can tune them up. No, it's not. It's his microphone. It's just not very loud right now. He's got a couple headsets that he uses.
Oh, am I very soft?
Yeah, now you're louder. But yeah, they were
Yeah, just let me know.
okay.
I'm humble too.
Yeah,
It's an hour later here, Dave, than it is over there. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So if you set let me see. I'll set COM2 to
So
120.
that's they should both say
Well, you want to
128.
be 122.8.
Oh yeah, 122.8. Okay.
When you can hear him, it's all fine. Yeah. Yeah, he was just talking low. And Bomber fanboy, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, the volume is just low because of all the other programs and stuff that's going on.
Okay, so now if I broadcast, you see 122.85 on both of them?
Yeah, but it's going to be 800.
I don't think it. Can you hear me on the comm now?
No, because I don't know if that's a good
A
frequency.
valid signal? Okay.
Yeah. 122.8 is Unicom.
22.8. Can you hear me now?
No.
I'm sorry.
Now I hear you
I can
now.
hear myself as well. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you now. Could you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we'll go back to clearance and delivery and just do a radio check. Don't even ask for clearance, just do a radio check. So that's 128.25.
Okay. I got on comm 1.
Radio
Radio
check,
check
United
United
Airlines
1399.
United 1399, Washington delivery 505.
555 also, thank you.
All right, so now just ask him if he would send the PDC to you a second time.
It's called a PDC.
Yeah, pre-departure clearance, PDC.
Washington clearance, United 1399. Could you send that PDC again over to us?
United 1399, affirmative.
He's very polite. I wonder if my buddy is on here tonight. Fiverr, because Fiverr does dispatch, not
United
dispatch, but
1399, I sent you one.
did you read?
Thank you very much, 1399.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this into chat and send it over to you so you have it as reference as well.
I haven't been able to copy anything out of the message box, but if you can do it.
I am experiencing the same issue.
Attention all aircraft on frequency information Juliet current 105011 altimeter 29906.
Yeah, Gizmo, he's still learning the ATC stuff, and this is a very good way to help someone when you're feeling like you're actually in the plane doing it instead of,
Right.
you know.
Do you want me to read this out to you, Dave?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so approved route is the same. Altitude restrictions maintain 5,000. Additional information: departure frequency is 125.65. 125.650. This message serves as departure clearance. You do not need to reply to this message. Contact Washington clearance on 128.250. We're already on. With location on the airport, assign SID and current ATIS when ready to push, or if you have questions regarding this clearance.
What's the beacon code? There should be a 4-digit beacon code, like a squawk.
Transponder is 2177.
2177. All right, cool. So, if you want to, can you ask him, unless it says in the PDC, does the PDC have a departure runway?
Let's take a look here.
Gizmo, PDC is pre-departure clearance, and they do that in real world too. So most McDo's and FMCs in the real world can also receive text message, but all it is a text message that comes across your client, and Pilot Edge eventually is going to go to PDCs. So it cuts down on the radio traffic, and it's just a text message. So we're getting it from here. Let's see if I can show you what it looks like. This is the.
Delta 943, Washington.
Oh, that didn't work, did it? All right, where to go?
Operating mode C on no taxiway.
Oh, now the ATIS is
Do not
working.
enter prohibited airspace north of airport. Advise on initial
So
contact.
this
You
is.
have information, Juliet. Advise
You must
on
have
initial
switched
contact.
to.
You have information, Juliet.
Let me see. Which ATIS did you dial in?
Washington National Airport ATIS information, Juliet 2252
Oh,
Zulu.
they brought ours up.
Web
Cool.
050 at 11. Visibility 7. Ceiling 600 broken. 1,300 overcast. Temperature 12. Dew point 11. Altimeter 29906. Arrivals expect ILS runway 1. Area navigation runway 33. Landing and departing runways 1, 4 and 33. Multiple approaches being conducted to intersecting runway. Use caution notices to airmen. Numerous cranes in vicinity of airport. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. RNP approach
Landing and departing 1, 4, and 3, 3. So we're going to plan runway.
Operating mode C on no taxiway and runway.
We're going to plan runway 1. That would be our departure. But so Gizmo, so like I just did an ATIS text, and also, Will, if you didn't know that, you can double click in the ATIS part on the client, and it will give you a text ATIS. Like if you didn't want to listen to it, or if you were trying to listen to ATC, and if you want to get ATIS, you can double click, left click on it, and it'll bring up a text. But Gizmo, you go up here to like be another tab. So clearance and delivery sent me a PDC. It would just be text like this. So it's it's your SID, your departure frequency, all that stuff.
So was that enough information to get started?
Absolutely. Yep. We're good.
All right. So we got clearance, we got the ATIS. We're gonna enter the flight plan now. Are you good with that?
Yeah. So you want to put in the. I'll just follow along for viewership. So you clear out the GPS, and we'll do 210 for the cruise. And how can let it deliver? It's a. What was that thing? It was the client. That's the client for. It's an X-Pilot client. That's how I connect to Vatsim.
Oh, you know what? Sorry. let me know if that is clear.
It is.
Okay. I forgot that I have to go slower
Yeah.
here
Yep.
when I
There you go.
type.
That worked. Now click flight plan. And then DCA, departure, runway 1. And then it's the Doctor 4.
Doctor
And then AGAR transition, temporary flight plan. You must have did it fast. Okay, so now hit the LGA. Arrival. ILS 4. Corey 4. A-guard. Now, hit temp flight plan once, and don't hit the other one
Wait.
yet.
So I'm not hitting temporary insert. I'm hitting temp flight plan.
Correct.
Okay, I hit the wrong one last time. Sorry.
Okay, so now up arrow until you get to the disco. Should be around A-guard. Okay, so delete one of the A guards and then delete the disco and then temp insert on the right.
Okay. And delete is just clear and then touch it?
Correct. And then the disco.
And then the same thing, clear in the disco?
Yep. And then the right side, temporary insert. And then up arrow all the way down to make sure there's no other discos or issues.
Wasn't there something specific about Minx on the flight plan from SimBrief?
No. We're gonna, let me see. No, there's nothing specific for that. So proud, I think, is the last. Yeah, proud's the last waypoint, and then ILS, so that's fine. So now we hit init, and then wind request, and then next phase rather, and now hit init, and then right arrow. So you want to
zero fuel weight?
yeah, so those were the weights that we got earlier. It's the
7.2.
oh no, it's not 7.2. 7.2 is the fuel, so it's going to be 55.4 slash 25.0. And then the fuel's what, 7.2 or something? Yeah. We'll have to update that, but that's fine. So that populated the times, and then click on perf. And change the climb thrust to 500 AGL. So just get rid of the 1, so it'd be 510 slash 510.
Yep. So, so you, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that way the plane at 500 AGL will tell you to go to climb thrust instead of takeoff. And then next phase, hit 200 for pre-select speed. Next phase, next phase again. One more time. Okay, so decision altitude for that ILS is 300. So you put that on DH, decision height. And then that would be your radar altitude. MDA would be your whatever the altimeter is showing you for the, but MDA is for RNAV, RMP. Decision heights is for ILS. So next phase, So same thing, you get rid of the 1, so it'll be 520/520. All right, and then click flight plan. And then let me check these waypoints on the departure. So we've got ADAX, yeah, and then Dagu, if you up arrow once or twice, I want to check the speed on the one of the waypoints. There you go, 250. We have to be under 250 until after that Dagu, then we can go faster. All right, so all that looks good. So we can do, let me see here.
Hold on a second, Dave.
Okay. I think the APU is on, but the bleed's not. So we'll turn that on. That should you program before app. You talking about the bleed?
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. All right, I turned the APU bleed on, and let me see. So we're running off of APU. Did you? You looks like you disconnected that and that. All right, we're good there. Flight plan has been filed. McDo is signed. All that. Let's check DCA's altitude of 14 MSL. That matches our altimeters 040, so we're good there. Has to be within 75 of actual elevation with a proper altimeter setting. And we'll do seat belts to on. All right. So if you want to go to ground control, that is, what the heck happened to all the ATC guys disappeared. Except for the center. Maybe they'll come back. They might have lost their server or something. So I'm gonna. Do you want to get the flex?
I still have DCA ground and DCA delivery. 121.7 is for ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. So we can monitor ground, and then have the tower on standby if there is a. Yeah, there's a tower. 19.1 is tower. And Gizmo says, have you time changed to in the United States? Yeah, we time changed a few weeks ago. Probably about 3 weeks ago. So it is 7 p.m. my time, and our captain here is an hour ahead of me, so it's 8 p.m. his time.
All right, Dave. So does that look like on COM 1? Does that look like the tower frequency?
Well, we want to be on ground control.
I know. I'm just confirming because I just heard 19.1.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And then this is ground 121.7.
Ground is. Let me see if I can find it again. DCA ground, yeah, 0.7. So if they ever say ground 0.7 or ground 0.9er, it's always 121. So yeah, DCA ground be. So we'll monitor ground. We'll have. Looks like you muted the possibly you.
Following the 737
Yeah.
American 6566.
That way we can listen up to see how busy they are and if there's any ramp holds and crap like that. So I'm going to get the flex temperature and V speeds, and then I'll program that in. Have you, like, let me see, what else do we have to do? I guess if you want to call the pushback, we can
Delta 791, hold
we
position.
can probably push back out to the right, push back to the right wing a little bit. Because we're not going to be pushing back onto a taxiway, so that's fine. And then we can get the engine started, and then once we're ready to roll, we'll get our taxi instructions. And I'll work on our flex
Delta 791, continue taxi.
So do you want to push back to the right?
Yes. Yeah, there's like, yeah. So you just want to push back, to the right, because we're going to have to head out to the left. Or you could probably just push back straight, whatever's easier. There's no one behind us.
Ground, American 305. American 305, Washington ground, good evening. Taxi to the ramp, Kilo. Right, Kilo to the ramp. Thank you, American 301.
Well, he just is going straight back.
And you might want to hit stop.
Yeah, we'll just stop right there. Alright, you want to fire up the engines?
Yeah, let me see here. I need to first do a emergency gen test, so that's on that. That's correct. So I'm gonna do emergency gen test real quick. All right, we'll get a few alarms. You can we can wipe out the cautions. And press and hold clear for a couple seconds. That goes out. Shut this door. Fuel pump's coming on. Autopilot. If you want to set up the autopilot, so actually not yet. I need to do this flex temperature first. What is this? 62674. Alright, I'm gonna put in the perf and then we can do the autopilot. So we got 63 on the flex.
Hello, this is
We got 135 for V1.
08, Washington ground, good evening.
136
Sierra Kilo, cross runway 33.
VR and 137
Via Sierra Kilo, cross runway 33.
V2. And then, so that's fine. So autopilot is set. Climb and nav are highlighted in blue on the PFD. That's fine. Checked all that. Alright, so if you go to the init page and then right arrow, so that would bring you to the second page of init, the second page. So now update the block fuel to what it currently is. It's a, well, air on the low side, 6.9er, I guess. You're a good teacher. Gizmo says you're a good teacher. The something itself, was that correct? It's a phrase from here, I don't know. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's a nice compliment. So 6.9, that's good. So I'm gonna test the fire engine thing, or the fire
American
test.
1910, Washington ground, good evening. Hang a right there on Juliet and hold for the 737. That'll be coming
I'll
from your left, and
do
then you can cross over to 32.
beacon light is on.
Right there on Juliet, and we'll hold for the 7-3.
So I'm going to go to ignition. I'm going to monitor hydraulics on the bottom, engine on top. You ready to roll on 2?
Ready to roll on 2.
Starting 2.
Is that 2?
Yeah, it should be, I'm getting N2 climb, so at 20 the main engine, you should get some EGT at 20. There we go. I'm going to put in our transponder.
Oh, I threw it in already. 2177.
Ground American 600 on Lima at Kilo.
American 600, Washington ground. Hang a left there on Lima, and you can taxi the ramp via Kilo.
Okay, you got a veil on that.
Kilo to the ramp. Thank you.
Alright, we got a good engine on 2, starting 1. Things are a lot more smooth. Like, we're going through these steps a lot faster now.
Yeah, I think so too.
Once I get a generator available, I'll put it back to the engine ignition off. Alright, here we go.
Available.
We'll do flaps 1.
Okay,
Right.
speed brakes armed.
I think the pushback might still be attached to us because we have a nose wheel steering disengaged.
Where are you seeing that?
On the engine display on the right side. See that yellow?
Yeah, negative.
Oh, okay, it's just on my side then. It would clear on its own.
You just moved right through Delta 943.
Alright, crew supply oxygen is on. You can test your oxygen on your left left side there.
Southwest 1008, yeah, and you blew right over.
Oxygen's good.
Check wipers. Alright, good there. Trim. I don't have my plugin, so the trim will be perf data. Looks like up 0.8, so we need to put that in. The trim goes. If you all right, yeah. So click on perf, and then 1/up up 0.8.
Is it up or is it just you?
UP 0.8. And then right click, there you go. And then you want to, can you trim to up 0.8? Or did you already do that? Looks like you already did that. Alright, so that worked. Alright, check controls. So I'm gonna bring up the flight control there. So see if you have your left, right, Up and down. How about speed brakes? And rudder's working. Okay, that worked. And looks like you can arm them too, so that'll work.
United 158,
So
Washington
I'll
ground.
handle flaps,
And National Ground, United 158, we're off at Mike for the Charlie.
and you'll be able to do
United
that
158,
there.
Washington
All
ground.
right, so
Good evening.
cabin
You can
check,
taxi to the
you
ramp.
can go to the, I might be able to clear that on my
Kilo
side.
ramp, United
So
158.
can you hear me just as well when they're talking?
Not as well, it kind of like overpowers everything.
Yeah, I agree. So just keep that in mind. That if
Okay.
they're talking, I can't really hear what you're saying. All right, you want to check ATIS again and get final
Correct,
clearance for taxi?
correct. I'll turn the taxi lights on.
All right. Do you want to do ATIS on COM 2?
Now you can do it COM 1 because otherwise I won't be able to hear it.
13265. Let's get a shot here. Most of this is just getting good with the mouse wheel. Can you hear that or not?
Operating mode
I do
on the
now, yeah.
taxiway and runway.
What's that?
I can hear it.
Okay.
It's north of airport. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information kilo. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information kilo.
But we can just double click that anyways, right?
Yeah, we can get an update on the altimeter so you can verify that.
2998.
2998, okay. And otherwise, I think we're ready to roll. Let me check this cargo heat fault. That's fixed. APU is on, so I'm going to turn APU off. Pitot heat, window heat is on. Dome light is off. So we are at terminal
American 1430, Washington ground.
Bravo, I think. No, Charlie. I think we're at Charlie. Let me see. No, we're at Bravo. We're at Bravo terminal. So you'll say when you sign in with ground, you'll say United 1399 terminal Bravo. Current with Kilo. Doctor 4 ready to taxi. For whatever reason, they want you to say the SID.
Washington ground. American 1430 with the Alpha 1, requesting taxi terminal Bravo. American 1430, Washington ground, excuse me. Good evening, you can taxi to the ramp Kilo. Ramp Kilo from American 1430.
Washington Ground United Airlines 1399 at Bravo with information Kilo for Dr. 4 departure. Requesting permission to taxi.
Good job.
Ground Redwood 1 with you on Sierra.
I heard you. Someone's just being rude and not waiting.
Redwood 1, Washington ground, good evening. You can taxi to the ramp via Sierra Kilo, cross runway 33. Sierra Kilo, cross runway 33, Redwood 1. United 1399, Washington ground, good evening. Runway 1, taxi via Kilo, Kilo 5, Juliet, cross runway 4.
Washington Ground 1399 for runway 1. Kilo 5, Juliet, cross runway 4.
He's not going to reply. You can just do it. He will only reply if you said something wrong.
Juliet, you can hang a right on Kilo 1 and take Kilo down.
All right, well, Dave, you are the navigator, my friend. Do you have your taxi chart up?
I do. So, head on out to Kilo, which will be your first taxiway that you come to. So you want to start by going left, and then the taxiway will be right in front of us.
taking a left on this taxiway, or?
No, it'd be a right.
Okay.
You weren't able to get your mapping up on your iPad side?
No, I mean, like, it's hard anyways because I don't have my Trek IR set up, so I would have to use the mouse to look over and steer and do all that stuff, so.
Yeah, I don't use Track IR in the shared cockpit.
Alright,
The only
so is this
time it comes in handy is for taxiing anyway.
Is this Juliet that we're on here?
No, we're on Kilo. So
Okay.
we're gonna take Kilo to Kilo 5, which is basically we'll just follow this yellow line, and then we're just gonna Kilo basically turns into Juliet, so it's gonna be like a fork in the road up here, and we'll just go left out. We still got a little bit to go.
Just try not to speed, sir.
Yeah, you don't get a speeding ticket. For these taxiways, like 15 to 20. For long taxiways like Denver, you can do up to 30 in an airliner, and no one will say anything. And then tower, if you have that on standby, tower is, what is it? 19.1 is tower.
Yep, I got that dialed in.
Okay.
So we're taking a left up here for Juliet?
Cactus 449.
Well, it's going to be Kilo 5, so we just kind of keep going straight, and you'll see Kilo 5. The black, like taxiway signs, the black board is the one you're on. The yellows are intersecting. So we're going to be kind of doglegging it here to the left.
Cactus 449.
So
Taxi to the ramp via Kilo.
go left now, and then make a right. So now make a right.
Okay, we're going right here?
Yes. So now we're on Juliet, so it's just kind of like a dog leg or whatever, but unless I messed up. I could have messed up. This is the most... Yeah, we messed up. Yeah, we messed up. So call him up, tell him that you made the wrong turn, and...
Ground, good evening, Delta 1806 with information Kilo coming off.
Actually, just keep going straight. Make a left up here on Charlie. I'll call him on the radio and let him know.
I'll call him up. I just didn't want to cut off this other guy's clearance, right?
Yes. Yes.
American 161 vacated runway 33 by Sierra.
What is that guy doing? Did you see that? He was like, oh, it's probably because it's shared cockpit. It's like 1 second he was flying, the other second he was like flew up and down. It's so weird.
November Kilo. November Kilo to the ramp, American 161. Thank you. United 1399. You can continue there on Juliet to Charlie. Cross runway 4.
Washington ground 1399. Copy that. Continue on Juliet.
Delta 1806.
You're not actually coming across.
Runway 1 taxi via Kilo 5 Juliet cross runway 4.
Kilo 5 Juliet cross runway 4 heading out to runway 1 Delta 1806.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to worry about it, right?
No, you're fine. So you just make a left up here on Charlie.
So I have a push to talk button I used to use for us, and then one for ATC, and I unmapped the one for us. So I've been pushing that to try and talk to ATC. So if you hear me not talking, let me know.
Okay. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, that's fine.
Because I'd rather say something and then not hear me than to say something between you and me.
Right.
So is this runway 4 up here?
Yeah, you're gonna cross over 4, so just keep going straight.
4.
This is like this is a very complicated airport to get to runway 1. That
Monitor tower 119.1. We'll see you.
just repeat that.
119.1, United 1399. Thank you.
Be a little bit of a left turn, slight left turn. I mean, I guess you have the same yellow taxi lines that I'm seeing because it's the same scenery.
Yeah.
And then you can that's not a stop bar for us. That's a stop bar for the runway going the other way.
Ground United 14.
Where the hell am I going?
So,
am I just going straight here?
yeah, you're gonna keep going straight, and then see the stop lights on the right, or not the the row of lights on the right-hand side, like you're maybe 1 o'clock.
Yeah, Dave, sorry I didn't get you that.
4927, ground point.
Yeah, just it looks like you're gonna hold up at. Is this one? Yes, you want to hold up here. This is short of runway 1 at Juliet, so you want to stop here. And then and then are we on tower? So departure is 125.65. 125.65. So we'll have departure on standby. I'll turn landing lights on, strobes are on. Dinging of the bell there. All right, so tell tower, United 1309, hold short, runway 1.
Washington Tower, United 1399, hold short, runway 01.
United 1399, Washington Tower, wind 0507, runway 1, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 1399.
All right, so I've already done the auto brake max. I've done the takeoff config test. The only thing I have left to do is, oh, you'd be making a left turn on the 1 too, is turn off the packs for takeoff.
1.
And remember, when you pull back on the yoke, this thing is going to want to shoot up to the moon. So you got to pull back real slow and then just kind of hold it in place.
Copy that.
All right, packs coming off. You can go to 50%. Make sure the engines are stable, then take off power. 50%, good. Keep going, keep going. All the way up to the orange. Back it off a tiny bit, back it off. Back off the throttle a little bit more. There you go. See how it says flex?
Delta 431, runway 1, clear to land, traffic departs right here around.
80 knots.
Traffic
Coming up on V1. V1 rotate. Pull back slow. And just hold the nose up. Let it take off on its own. Now hold it at 18 degrees up. 18 degrees.
18 degrees.
And gear up.
Have a good evening, contact departure.
And then just say over to departure.
Over to departure, 1399.
This is Southwest.
All right, gear is coming up. I got the gear. And I'm going to turn the autopilot on for you. You ready?
3238 Washington Tower, roger, good evening.
Autopilot is on.
How's it going? Good evening.
Okay,
So now you want to go to departure. And you sign in by saying Potomac departure, United 1399, Dr. 4, leaving whatever altitude you are at for 5,000.
Okay, was this Potomac departure?
Yeah, you want to put the climb thrust into climb, so bring it back just a little bit. There you go. And now you'd be Potomac departure, yeah.
Potomac departure, United 1399, Dr. 4 departure, departing 330.
Be you would just say 3,300 for 5,000. So you always give your current.
United 1399 Potomac departure. Good evening. Climb and maintain 17,000.
I got it.
17,000.
I got it. Just read it back.
Climb maintain 17,000.
They didn't hear you.
Climb maintain 17,000, 1399.
All right, I'm gonna go to managed on primary.
So
Packs are off. I'm turning them back on. What was your question?
oh, sorry, it's just sometimes there's like a lot going on, so I was just asking you to clarify. He said up to 17,000, right?
Yeah, well he probably said climb and maintain 17,000 flaps out. I already got him. But yeah, he would have said climb maintain 17,000. So the only thing that you would have that you didn't say, but you've said everything else really good, is you give your current altitude followed up with the assigned altitude. So leaving 3,300 for 5,000, that type of thing.
Okay.
But you're doing actually really, really good. I say actually. It's a nice clear night.
Well, I had a Red Bull leave.
No flex? Yeah, it was flex, Gizmo. He had originally went toga and then he pulled it back to flex. And then we are now in the climb detent of the throttle.
Yeah, it's weird. I set up. I don't know if you're using a Warthog throttle, but I put in. There's an afterburner detent on it, and I configured all the DCS planes so that there's a detent on the throttle. And when I hit it, I know I'm at 100%, but not afterburner yet. So I hit that detent is like exactly where I need to be to hit the climb, or I guess the toga throttle.
Oh.
So I had trouble like balancing it on top of the detent to get toga to click in.
I'm gonna turn off these landing lights.
But I'll adjust that curve after this flight.
Yeah, that probably did make it a little confusing. I had to see this. I had to see this.
We're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Frontier Flight 180, contact Washington Center 125.45. Good night.
2545 for Frontier Flight 180. See you.
So we're going to get a center next. I don't know which one, but if you have that list available, it's easier to, because he's going to give you a frequency for center at some point.
I threw in 2545 just in case, and if it's something different, we'll just switch it.
Oh, okay.
Because we might just go right over to New York Center, right?
No, it will probably be. You know, that's a very good possibility. They might just skip Washington Center.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a short flight.
Well, I was looking at, well, you don't have a way to look at it right now, but Vatastic shows you where the boundaries are for ATC. All right, I'm going to lower the speed to 300 knots, so help us climb faster.
United 1399, contact Washington Center 125.45. Good night.
12545.
125.45.
Nice Sid, Gizmo says. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's, what is the name of this one again? Oh, Dr. for departure. I think you might have stepped on someone. I heard background. Yeah, you were blocked.
Washington Center, this is a United 1399 departing 14,900 for flight level 17.
It's actually flight levels.
1399 Washington Center, good evening, climb maintain, level 210.
I got it.
So I think it's flight level starts after 18,000.
Correct.
JetBlue 12, cross billet at 1000, Baltimore 7229er.
So yeah, flight levels are 180 and above. So if you were at like 189, you would say flight level 189er for 210. Underneath the flight levels, like right now, you would say 16,400 for flight level 210.
And for 1149, did you want us to maintain?
So you'll go standard on the altimeters at 18.
Negative time, maintain level 360.
Roger, we'll climb and maintain 360 for United 1149.
American 49, heavy contact New York Center 1. American 49, contact New York Center 125.32 today. Switching over to New York Center, American 49.
Washington Center, American 2116, can we get lower, please? American 2116, cross the lid at 1000.
The back view of the airport, Gizmo. Let me see if I can do outside. Sure, I can.
Cross the lid at 1000 for American 2116, thank you.
Yeah, there's too many clouds. Oh, I said that and they disappeared.
Washington Center, United 4, West 503.
Now they're there.
I'll tell you what, this is the sim's running pretty smooth right now. This is
Altimeter setting.
it'll
Oh,
be
that's
amazing
right.
to
You have to
see-
go to. You have to go to standard.
Washington Center, good, he's in report.
But yeah, I mean, even for me, it's actually pretty liquid. It's not
Yeah.
stuttery at all.
It'll be amazing to see what Vulcan does. I mean,
Center United 615,
Yeah.
still want us at .77?
it's coming, Dave. I think it's coming in this week.
Yeah, but I'm not. You know me. When it comes to X-Plane, because I have so many add-ons, I don't do betas. Once everything works, then I'll use it. But especially with everything I do with X-Plane, it's not worth the aggravation.
Well, what if it gets you just 20 FPS out the box?
Yeah, but at what cost? You know, I have a bunch of add-ons. Like, I know this plane will work in it, but like, I have no idea what other ones will or won't. So I'll be watching the forums, like Traffic Global, for instance. You know, I have that as my AI for Pilot Edge, and that brings my airports to life. So
Washington Center, good
Well, we can-
evening,
we
American
can update,
3218. Descending down to
this
14,000
copy
by
that's made over.
5 brakes.
what was that?
Because I have a separate copy of X-Plane just for these shared experiences.
Oh, that's true. Yes. So this version of X-Plane is my second copy. So this one I would not mind testing out the Vulcan. You're correct on that. Yeah. Yeah. This copy we can mess around with
Washington Center, Southwest 780.
because it's easy to restore it if it messes it up.
Yeah.
240.
It's quite too late for you, Gizmo. Well, I mean, you're over there in Germany, buddy. It's like, what, 3 in the morning? Yeah, next time, Will, you have to have your iPad so you can read the chat.
Right, I can practice my high school German a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got, there's only 2 guys on right now. We had 5 until after the takeoff or so, but a lot of these guys are overseas that follow me. So they're around during my afternoon flight because I stream every day at 2 p.m. So like I'm kind of on a schedule. And that's why most of these guys are watching me because it's like, you know, 5, 6 o'clock for them.
Right.
All right, want to go through the ECAMs and make sure everything is green.
32, level 350 with request. Delta 32, heavy Washington Center, good evening, report.
All right, so now on any waypoint, you can always put the ECAM back to the home page by pressing the lit button, and that will unlight it, and then it will put the ECAM back to the whatever phase of flight you're in, like the default page. So to update the winds in the McDo to give us the best perf data, pick any waypoint, but it can't be like top of descent or anything like that. It has to be an actual waypoint. So on the right side where it has the flight levels, just soft key anywhere on the right side, and then it says wind data, and then wind request, and then update insert. And now go to perf.
Washington Center, good evening.
Next phase.
170 with you at flight level 330.
Next phase. All right, now we need to get the weather for LaGuardia. So if you can either double click or it might, yeah, it'd probably be easier to double click unless you want to put the ATIS on COM2 for LaGuardia.
I'll just double click it. I think we're expecting a space change here shortly.
Yeah, that's true. So that way you can get the runway that we're probably going to be landing on, and the wind, the altimeter, the temperature, all that should be in the ATIS. And I can do that on my end too from my viewers. So let me see if I can drag this in and I'll show the viewers.
3006 for the altimeter. ILS runway 4 approach in use.
Oh wait, I don't even show LaGuardia as an ATIS, do you?
Okay, 97 on the meter, billet at 11, break error,
Yeah.
6039.
Oh, that's weird. It's not showing up on my end. I have ADW, BWI, DCA. Let me see, maybe it just updated. Nope. That's funny. Okay.
Huh. Yeah, it's 128.72 if you want to open it, if you want to listen to it.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to put it on COM2.
Approach center. Rocket at 8,000.
But I can tell you, I mean, the altimeter is 3006. We got wind 050 at 13 knots.
That's for
Broken.
3218.
American 3218.
ILS runway 4
Rocket at
approach. Sorry. ILS runway 4
Hunter
approach.
cross and maintaining. Cross iRocket 8000.
Okay. So if you go to second flight plan on the McDo, actually we need to put in the weather information first.
So you want to put 3006 for the
Yeah.
QNH. Do you need temperature and all that other stuff, or
Yeah.
just 050 13?
I'm getting real world. So it looks like it's
United 1149.
3006 for altimeter. The winds are
Mission to step away for about 5 minutes.
050 at 13,
Thank you.
and the temperature is 7 Celsius.
Okay, we're good. The only thing we're missing is MDA.
No, we don't need that. We only need that for RMP. So go to second flight plan. Click copy active. And then that way we have a backup to where we can change the arrival to a different runway if we need to. So click flight plan again. Now we're back on primary flight plan, but I used the second flight plan to use that as like an alternate runway or an alternate airport, you know, whatever might happen, because airport flows, as you know, can change at any time. So the second flight plan is a huge help. Like if you're like Denver is either landing north or south. So if with Denver especially, you'll have stars per operations of the airport. So the second flight plan, I'll use like landing south, like 16 center, using whatever the star is associated with 16 center as my second flight plan, and then landing on the 35s will be my primary flight plan. So that way I can still descend via the star, and then whenever the star's waypoints start to change, that's when I switch to the second flight plan. But before you even get to that point, you're going to know what the operations are by the approach controller. Alright, we're going to be coming up to our top of descent here in about 5 miles. So just let the controller know that we're at our top of descent, and he'll give us the altitude to descend to.
Yeah, 615, contact
Or he'll say descend via the Corey 4, and then we'll just set the MCP for 10,000.
Washington Center, United 1399, we're approaching the top of the descent from Corey 4 into Laguardia.
And United 1399, descend via the Corey 4 route.
Alright, I'll reset the MCP.
What do you say, continue Corey 4?
Yeah, just say descend via the Corey 4.
Descend via the Corey 4, thank you very much.
Alright, we're descending.
Chem Center, United 1149, sorry, 1149 is back on food. United 1149, Roger, thank you. United 1399 to Washington, or correction, Philadelphia, altimeter 3000.
Just repeat back the 3000.
Altimeter 3000, 1399.
Record 1639 is leaving
Alright.
300.
So we only changed the altimeter at the transition altitude, 180.
2270, level 220 and
So I'm going to pop up the constraint button. You'll see it on the MCP. It'll light up, and that helps with. It shows the altitudes that you're supposed to pass over per the star on the. So that's how you bring up those altitude and speed restrictions. Because stars not only have altitude restrictions, but they have, in some cases, speed restrictions. So if there's not like a whole lot of airplanes online and you're talking to ATC, you can always request to delete speed restrictions if you want to get faster, that type of thing.
So the
Frontier flight, maintain 1000. I have the aircraft that's over here in a second. Alright, thank you.
What was that?
I'm sorry, the plus next
Washington
to
Center,
I know, it's hard to hear you. I know it's.
220 for 240, direct fills. Yeah, 69, Washington Center, good evening, Clementine 11340. Alright, 340, good night, 69 Heavy.
Expecting runway. Use caution north of New England. Numerous crash in the vicinity of airport. Bird activity in the vicinity of airport. RFG approaching on request.
Is the ATIS playing for you? I didn't think it was going to do that. I thought if I put on my comm too that it wasn't synced, but okay, guess it is.
Oh, we're all synced now, man.
I wonder if the update did that.
You don't make news.
Yeah.
Let me try something.
Oh, we need to reset the. Oh, you did. Good job. Reset it. The altimeter.
I'm just gonna type in. Type in Will as quick as I can. Let me know if they all show up.
Washington Center, Southwest 780 is back.
Do you see Will in the scratch pad when you do?
Let me see.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I guess we don't have to take our time anymore.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty quick. I mean, you're not going lightning fast, but I can see you typing out awesome. That works.
Frontier 180 contact, New York Center 135.
It just seems so much more smooth. Like everything is just smooth.
New York Center on taking 253.
Maybe updating all the clients, you know, the airplane, the actual sim and XPilot, I think really helped. Because we didn't do anything to the shared cockpit.
Contact, New York approach 120.8, landing.
1208, yep. You gotta repeat it back though.
Was that New York approach?
Yeah.
Contact New York approach 120.8, United 1399.
American 7 contact, Potomac 119.7. 119.7, American 7, have a good night.
120. So is this New York approach or is this Laguardia approach?
It's all of the New York airports is New York approach. All of them are the same call sign.
So all of them are New York approach?
Yeah, yep, all of them.
New York approach, United 1399, descending through 10,700 for 10,000.
United 1399, New York approach, Laguardia altimeter 3006, expect vectors ILS runway 4 approach, descend and maintain 8,000.
Vectors ILS, 8,000.
I've got the altitude. Just repeat back.
1399, New York approach, Laguardia altimeter 3006, expect vectors ILS runway 4 approach, descend and maintain 8,000.
Altimeter 3006, vectors for ILS, approach, descend and maintain 8,000, United 1399.
American 3037.
Yeah, the only thing you didn't say was you didn't repeat back the runway. So you said vectors for ILS, but you didn't say which one.
I didn't hear him say it, so I didn't say it.
Oh, okay.
But I should have said ILS 4, right?
Yeah. Well, you repeat
correct.
back everything that you did, which you did correctly, except you would have just added the plane for ILS runway 4 approach. And when you checked in with them, you said you were leaving the altitude for the altitude, which was good. But when you're on a star, you would just say descending via the Corey 4, leaving whatever altitude you're on, because you don't need to say the assigned altitude when you say you're descending via the Corey 4, because the controller already knows what the Corey 4's assigned altitude is, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't need to say the assigned altitude if you're on a star. Now, if he takes you off of the star, so if he says descend and maintain 8,000 like he did, then you're no longer descending via the star or the Corey 4. You're now descending via his instruction. So that's when you would say, like now you would say leaving 9,200 for 8,000, but otherwise you would just say descending via the Corey 4, leaving 9,000.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, if you go to the rad nav page on the McDo, the ILS identifier is 110.5. And course heading 044, so that matches. We're set up there. You can click on flight plan again. So what you're going to end up doing, like up arrow all the way down to the ILS waypoints. Okay. See, it says green. It's like 2,700.
Yeah.
So what that basically means is that's where the ILS glide slope intersects. So if he vectors you, he's going to be vectoring you obviously further out than green. But that's how you know a good idea of where the glide slope intersects. And you're going to have to use direct to, and I'll do it for you because you're going to be vectoring. But the way to do it, here I'll show you. So you would do like direct to. You would go to green, and then you would do radial in, and then you would hit direct to insert, and then on that TP you would go back to heading mode. What that will do is cycle all the ILS waypoints correctly. So let me get rid of that. That way the missed approach fix, the missed approach procedure will automatically cycle correctly within the McDo. I know that was a lot. I mean, I don't know how to show that.
I know what you're saying.
1399,
Okay.
descend and maintain 7,000.
I got it.
Descend and maintain 7,000, 1399.
So what you do, since you'll see like manage mode has the circle next to it. If it's out of manage mode, that means it's not looking for altitude restrictions. You can descend faster by pulling in speed brakes like you're doing. That way it'll descend real quick. But I'll do the direct to. He's going to be vectoring you for this ILS. And the tower, we can get them on standby. There is no tower for LaGuardia. So the next person we'll talk to would be grounds. We could do 121.7 on standby. Yeah. And then when we land on 4, we will be exiting to the right. We're going to cross over a runway and then we'll exit to the right, either at the end of the runway or just after we cross over runway 31. And then we'll taxi back to just say the main terminal. That'll be fine. Unless he gives us a specific gate or something. I doubt that will happen. Alright, I'm going to slow us to 180 unless he yells at us, but we were never assigned a speed. So if you want to pull in the speed brakes, I don't think I control it. We'll slow down to 190, we can go to flaps, and I'll handle the flaps. So 230, I'll go to flaps 1. There's 30. Flaps 1. And then at 200 knots, I'll go to flaps 2. And that will create a whole bunch of drag. That way we can send an intercept. So I'm going to turn on the, I'll let you turn on the LS for the ILS. There's 200. Flaps 2.
What am I turning on? LS?
Yeah, LS on the MCP. That will activate the ILS signals.
1399, reduce
Hey
speed to
Das,
180.
how you doing, my friend?
Reduce
Good.
speed to 180, United 1399.
I got it.
Where's LS? Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that will activate the ILS system. You would think it would have I. It just has LS for some weird reason.
Localizer system, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we're at 180, which is actually a flaps setting. So I'm going to go to 177. He won't know the difference. And then I'll go to flaps 3. Well, I'll go to flaps 3 when we're ready to lower the gear. And let me see. Perf. It's 3006. Temperature 7. Wind 050 at 13, so that's all good. So I'm going to activate the approach phase on the McDo. So I just basically back it up. I'm going to activate it. And that just means when I go managed on the MCP, that will give you the best speed for landing with the current weight and winds.
So how did you activate the approach phase?
Just by going to perf, and then you would hit the approach phase. On the bottom left, it says activate approach, and then I just clicked activate, and then I confirmed it.
1399, descend and maintain 3000.
I got it.
Descend and maintain 3000, United 1399.
Flap 3. Gear coming down. Turn the dome light on. So seatbelts, landing lights. They're on. Dome light off. Okay.
Do you want to do auto braking for this landing?
Yeah. What's the runway again? I mean, what's the So we got
It's,
7,000 foot of runway. So I'm gonna do medium brake just in case of a long landing.
Okay.
If it was like a 10,000 foot runway, I would do low, but 7,000. If you land Johnny on the spot, then low brake is fine. But I think it's wet too, actually. I think the runway is going to be wet, so we definitely want medium. Max only works for takeoff. There is no max for landing.
United 1399, 6 miles from Green, 5 present heading, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, clear to highway, runway 4 approach.
Maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 4. United 1399.
So basically what he said, I'm going to hit the localizer. Basically what he said was maintain present heading until established on the localizer while I'm getting established now. That was the only thing that you missed was the maintain current heading. But other than that, you answered everything really good. I'm glad we added in the city because you're going over that bridge now. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I just see clouds, man.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's raining, but I'm not in clouds on my side. You don't see any of the lights?
Nah, I see nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're just over inside a cloud at the
Huh. The weather's not synced. I mean, the winds would be, I reckon, but... Alright, I'm going to enter in the runway. LGA.
altitude, hold.
And I'm going to do a direct to... So if you look at the flight plan, so you do direct to green, radial in, direct to.
120.4, good night.
120.4.
Contact approach on 120.4, United 1399. Alright, you can go to manage altitude if you want.
Okay. Approach is activated. But you still need to sign in with New York approach of 120.4. Just say you're established on the localizer. See, I can see the city out the left window.
And this is New York approach.
Correct.
New York approach, United 1399, established on the localizer, runway
4. 4.
1399, New York approach, 07013, runway 4, clear to land. Clear to land, clear to land, runway 04, United 1399.
2,500.
You see the lights of the city now?
No, I'm still in clouds. I'm beginning to see some rain.
Jeez.
So, like, we're sending through the clouds. So our decision height is 300 radar for this field.
Correct. So at about 1600 radar, put the speed to managed.
That's push in, right? Push in is managed.
Yeah, it'd be up arrow.
Speed brakes are armed.
Okay.
Ops 3, gear down, gear
The missed approach is set, except go to managed on the speed.
managed on the speed.
There you go. So missed approach, if we need to, we'll climb to 2,000. So I'm going to reset that. Climb to 2,000 straight out for 5 miles and hold. So the only thing you'd have to do is, I'm going flaps full. The only thing you'd have to do is call mist and go full throttle. You don't even, only undo the autopilot if you're ready to land. So 300 feet, let me know if we're going to land or not. If you're not going to land, then you go full throttle, flaps 3, gear up.
Okay, I got the runway in sight.
1,000.
Wind's coming right down the runway, right?
Correct. Wind's right down the runway at 11 knots.
And remember, my throttle for when I go reverse thrust is going to look like I'm going full power to you. So just a reminder.
Correct, yeah. I'm just going to look at the speed tape. Because if I hear the engines roaring, I'm just going to think it's going faster.
Approaching 0-4.
So, just keep the autopilot on until 300.
100 above, 400.
Looks good.
Minimum 300.
Okay, we're landing.
Yep, autopilot off.
I have the plane.
200.
Your plane.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard.
5,000 feet remaining.
Okay. Reversers. Slowing. Now you're getting faster. You're getting faster. You're getting faster.
Remaining.
You're getting faster. Now you're getting slower. I was like, what is going on with that? You're at like full power. And it was weird because the speed tape was staying at 100 knots. So that's why I wasn't sure.
So what do you say? Vacate right?
Yeah, you can go right here. This is a uniform.
1399, turn right on Romeo. Cross runway 13 at Romeo.
Romeo's at the end.
Contact ground point 7.
Romeo's at the end. But you can go right on the uniform here and then right on Romeo.
So you want me to go right here?
Correct. And then you'll make a right on the Romeo. Can you repeat the taxi instructions for United 1399?
Hey, United 1399, taxi to the ramp is going to be right on Romeo, cross runway 13 at Romeo, hold short of Papa, grounds point 7.
Cross 13 right at Romeo and hold short Papa, contact ground on the other side, point 7, United 1399.
That's not us, is it?
Yeah, I was talking to him, but
Oh.
so once we cross over this runway, which we can do, then we'll hold short of Papa, which would be the first taxiway after this runway, and then you'll switch to 121.7, and you'll tell them that you just want to go to. Actually, let's make this easy on us. Let's go to.
This is Romeo here. Is this Papa?
No, you want to keep going straight.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, stop here. This is Papa. My bad. So switch to ground control and tell them you want Terminal Charlie, because it will be easier to navigate there. He'll probably just tell us to go left here at Papa that way.
So is that 121?
0.7. Yeah, he'll tell us to go left on Papa and then Papa to something.
197 radio check.
Maybe Bravo. Looks like Papa turns into Bravo.
197, Laguardia ground, hear you loud and clear.
And Eagle says, nice landing there, Will.
Laguardia ground, Spearwings 197 IFR to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
I thought
Go.
it was awful.
Right.
And it was like dancing on the road.
Spearwings 197
Yeah.
IFR Fort Lauderdale.
It was all right. It was the engine roaring like really throws me.
7 to Fort Lauderdale Airport, Nathan's 4 departure, radar vectors white, climb via SID, departure frequency 120.4, squawk 1115.
You want to name the flaps?
Oh yeah.
We're going to Charlie, you said, right?
Yeah. As for Terminal Charlie, we'll probably say left on Papa to Bravo to Mike. That's what I'm guessing, but definitely be a left turn here.
Airwings 197, read back is correct. Push and start your discretion, call me for taxi, runway 13.
I don't know, Gizmo. I don't know what the FPM was because I don't have that plug-in running right now. If I had to guess, it's probably around 300.
Gordy ground, United 1399, holding short Papa, taxi for Terminal C.
And
United 1399, Terminal C, taxi via Papa Bravo Lima.
Bravo Lima.
That's Papa Bravo Lima for United 1399.
So you do, yeah, you go left here. We'll turn off the landing lights. Strobe lights coming off. Wing lights coming off. Right. And APU coming online. And yeah, Eagle, it's a shared cockpit in X-Plane. I didn't know you could do that. Well, it doesn't come with X-Plane. It's a payware program. It's an add-on that you have to buy. And it's if you want to get it for you and a buddy, then you can buy 2 licenses, or you can buy 2 licenses for, what was it, like $30? It was discounted for 2.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's $30 for 2, $20 for 1. So like if you were going to do a shared cockpit with someone that already has the license, then you'd only have to buy your own, obviously. But if you have multiple friends with shared cockpit type planes, and the plane has to have the right config files. So you got to look at the airplane because not all airplanes are compatible with the shared cockpit.
I think most of the complex ones are. I mean, there's like a 80% chance you're going to find that your plane is compatible with it.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see on the website they have a list of all the compatible planes.
This next taxiway on the right is
So this
Lima.
right up here?
Yeah, this one right here at Lima. And then we'll go left again. So you're going to dog leg it right and then left. I'm getting like a CG disagree. I wonder why that's happening.
A CD, just discontinuity?
The gross weight center of gravity doesn't agree. So now it's like all choppy. I know
that's weird.
Because you did install the LaGuardia.
What to do, Dave, was...
This is stock LaGuardia.
Yeah, I have stock LaGuardia too. The only thing I forgot to do was update my Navigraph data.
You can go right here.
I was just hoping that, well, I'll go right here. I was just hoping that there wasn't enough changes for it to make a difference.
No, I don't. The nav data is only going to make a difference if, like, instead of like the Corey 4, they change it to the Corey 5 and they add like different waypoints. But you know, if you're only 1 month behind, you can pick any gate.
Which way am I going?
It doesn't matter. Any one of these. Yeah, there's definitely a. It's weird. Like after you landed, it's like the combination is getting more and more messed up.
Yeah, well, I think as you go, that's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine if we had a longer flight.
I know. But I'm sticking to my normal 200, 220 mile trips with you just because with all the setup and everything, it's plenty of time to get through everything. Yeah. Oh. Park brake is on. Oh, I just clicked it. Let me try it again. There you go.
There you go. I already have it on.
Oh, okay.
Flaps are good. So we can shut off the engines?
Let me check the APU first. So APU is on, so yeah, you can shut down the engines.
Okay.
Cool. Turn off these taxi lights. Pitot. Seatbelts off. Need that on. Turn off these fuel pumps, wherever they are. Here they are. And let me see here. Gizmo says it was not a quite good sync. I have the same scenery, $30. So you must write your own config. No, you don't have to write the config. See if I can find the file for this plane. What is going on? That's funny, all these alarms are going off. Are the alarms going off for you?
No.
My plane's just falling apart. I'm gonna disconnect the smart co-pilot. There you go. Yeah, that helped. Like, we weren't even because I fell to the ground by like maybe a foot. It's kind of weird. But I mean, it works really good for most, and I didn't even notice anything until we landed.
Yeah, it was really good, man.
Let's see if I can
Super awesome.
find. Yeah, that was good. You must have been practicing your ATC without me because you've improved quite a bit.
That's a negative. I just have, okay. No, man. I think I just have more of my wits about me because I'm not super drained.
Right.
From school. All right, man. Well, I'm going to peace out. Thank you for the flight. It's always a pleasure. And we can do this again sometime soon, right?
Yeah, buddy. Hey, let me do one thing before you go. All right, that's done. Okay, yeah. So I'll talk to you soon, Will. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Shoot me a text if you want to do like an F-18 thing tomorrow or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, plan on it for. That'll be my afternoon stream. We'll do. I'll just take one of my missions and we'll fly some Hornet. Matter of fact, I'll use that mission on the stock map to where we had the radio messages, but with the lightnings, we'll be able to see the enemy on the ground easier. You know, the one like we take it from the carrier, and
Right.
and that one that has like the voiceovers where the helicopters come in. How about we just do that one?
Yeah, sounds good to me, man.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, if you want, when it's irrelevant. Just shoot me a text tomorrow or something.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bud. We'll see you.
All right. Have a good one.
See you. All right. Gizmo, I'm trying to get you this file here. Copy and let's see if this works. So this is the file, the config file for this airplane, and each airplane has.
Laguardia ground,
Oh,
197.
I forgot I was still connected. And then there's that's not what I wanted. Where's it at? Okay, so that's the config file. Oh, you know that? And then this is the. That's right. We've had this discussion that you've known about this. That's right. You've had to do this a time before me. Yeah. You don't own the 320. That's right. Yep, that's right. All right, we made it. I'm gonna head out. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. That was fun. Try to do some more. It's hard to find time to do these shared cockpits. He's just starting to get into the ATC stuff, so this is actually a really good way to teach people ATC is to actually sit in the cockpit with him. He's gotten a lot better at it. I didn't stream the shared cockpits that we've done in the past because he was just learning, and first couple flights I did the ATC so he could listen, and then it was kind of like a 50-50, and now he's doing 100% of the ATC, and then that's how you learn. Was a good one. I have wrote 3 configs for planes that's not available. Oh wow. So you know how to write the config files. That's awesome. Thanks, Dave. Nice work. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it, guys. Let me see if I can find some LaGuardia type ATC, live ATC. If they're even open these days, right? Yeah, I bet it's a lot of work. All right, guys. You have a good weekend. I'll be streaming the FA-18 Hornet tomorrow afternoon with Will.
295,
Catch you later.
stable and
Chase out.
safe conditions on final and braking action. American 295, thanks. Ground 27, have a good night.
American 295, go to ground taxi, Golf, Bravo, Hotel Alpha, to the ramp,
Go 9387, Guay Tower, runway 4, clear to land, wind 080 at 14.
So left turn for Charlie 14. No worries. You take Foxtrot Alpha,